Hey, what's up, folks? Slice'em here with Slice'em Gaming, and I just realized I didn't have the lights on, but that's okay. We're turning them on right now. With that being said, we're up, we're live, we're ready to go. Just got home from the gym a moment ago, and we're going to get caught up. So, with that being said, first thing I'm going to do, well, actually, yeah, we're going to take one fight, and then I'll do all the post and everything, but let's get our energy burning so we can start retrieving more. So give me one quick second. And then we'll start in discussing many topics upon the night and get some content done, hopefully. Hopefully we can do a little bit of two things here. Hercules. Okay, that's fixed. You can give me 1 second while I just get everything set up here real quick. Hey, what's up, Unstoppable? Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop himself. Unstoppable. Good to see you, buddy. Let's move that up real quick. And then let's get ready to go. I wonder who that was. I don't know. Find out in a minute. I'm gonna change my name in game just so you can't call it. Oh no, it's stuck now. It doesn't matter. Hey, what's up, Bernardo? Bernardo says, morning, Bernardo. Good to see you, bud. Again, sorry I'm late. I just got home from the gym. I just got home from the gym. I had to stop and wait on sushi, so I got sushi, and then I got home, then I ate, and then the kids were crazy because I hadn't been home, so I got them settled back down, and now I'm live. So, and getting caught up with a couple little things. So give me 1 second. I can. Why? What do you need it for? Excuses. I know, it's excuses. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to send this out. It's not a big deal. It's a gift. It's the whole point of gifting, right? Just to be gifts. Where'd he go? I want to make sure that Chris doesn't hear from secondhand source. Let's make sure we shoot him another message. All right. Now, let's get on this. Okay. Let's go to work. And besides, you sponsored the channel, Unstoppable. It's not a big deal. In about 120 months, I'll make it back. Just teasing. It's for a good cause. It's for the Alliance. Let's go to work. All right. Now let's burn some energy real quick. Okay, you can send me a high five. There you go. Cool. You'll be great, Unstoppable. Not a problem. So, yeah. Man, long day. But the great news is we're getting in. We're going to knock this out. And the great thing is they've added all these Alliance Quest energy things that you can get, which I know most everybody knows about. But still, because of it, even if I fall a little behind now, it's super easy to get caught back up, thank goodness, and help the team out. You know, I can spend a couple bit of units and then be, you know, have us where we need to be in a heartbeat. And I got moved to BGs. Unstoppable didn't want me anymore, so he shipped me off to a different battle group today. Not gonna lie, I was a little upset about it, but you know, when you're not wanted, you're not wanted, and you just gotta make off to another BG sometimes. Even as the leader of the Alliance, sometimes, you know. And, you know, and I know Unstoppable has said that he wasn't upset at my recent lack of interest or my inability to be around, but today I got shipped. Seriously, hello? What? I'm just telling about how you shipped me off. Like I was old Yeller. Just take me out to the field. No, you're not. The deal's done. I'm BG3's problem now. Deal's done. Swanito. Finished. Uh-oh. Zed, what's up, man? Long time no see, Zed. Good to see you, buddy. Game lagging, by the way. My game or game? No, it's done. I told Faith I'm not allowed to move back. He said I'm locked in. It's my last hope. Probably trade me off. this rate, I don't even know if SGA 3 or SGA 6 would even take me anymore. Can I elaborate what I mean about TCN? I'm assuming you've seen some of the post today by, what is it, Magus or Magnan, or whatever his name is. I guess apparently a very wealthy individual that plays MCOC. So wealthy, in fact, that he decided to throw his money down and explain to, what is it, Burrow Man, however you would say it, Burrow, man, that, he can be found. With his resources, it's no hard deal for him to find somebody, and that he can make a phone call to his job, and to really be blunt, just basically an online threat to an individual that I think is crossing a line. I think it's incredibly stupid. It's bad enough. I mean, so I kind of got into it with one of the guys from TCN the other day over some stuff they did with some guys that I know. They got into a scuffle, kicked them out of a bunch of rooms because, they own those rooms. They're important people. But yet, when they get asked questions about, well, wait a minute, didn't you just do this very same thing? Then all of a sudden they like to cry and whine and not answer questions. It amazes me. And then today, I see the post in response to Burrow's question about, hey, these guys at TCN have put up, one guy putting up 130 some odd thousand roughly, and asking, is it legit? Which, let's be very fair, the cheating network makes it very difficult to trust anything they do. They've been docked a billion times over. They've had players banned from BGs. They've had their fair share of naughty report cards from the principal and been in timeout, right? So it's pretty fair question. Doesn't call anybody out individually, at least not that I saw. Just a very simple, is this legit question again? To which is then responded with basically, don't say anything you don't know. I can hunt you down. I can find you. Here's your name. Here's where you're from. Here's where you work, and I'll call your boss. And I'll let them know what you do with your spare time. Or how you spend your time. Which to me is, who cares what you do with your time, right? I mean, if you play video games, you play video games. If you make YouTube videos, you make YouTube videos. If you are a stripper at night, then more power to you, right? I mean, hey, whatever you do, you do. Chill? I think it's supposed to be chill. Chill out, man. Either way, new sub, let's go. Welcome to the channel. I just think it's a really over-the-top thing, right? I get being frustrated. Hey, what's up, Cataclysm? Good to see you. I get being frustrated at the situation. I can understand being frustrated at feeling like you're being called out. What's up, Music Man Joe? What's up, Rizzo? But to make a online threat to an individual over their YouTube post, that's borderline. Not borderline. I think it's an extremely stupid move. To which then gives them 2 out of 2. I mean, back-to-back situations where they have shown and kind of tilted their hat to their stupidity in multiple ways. So, again, it's a situation where it's things that don't need to be dealt or dealt with, maybe not even dealt with, have any more attention brought to them than need be, right? Just let it go. There's nothing else to be said. Leave things alone. Move on. Grow up. Grow a set. And just be quiet. Right? If you don't like it, great. Don't play with the cheating network. Or, yeah, you're welcome to jump in. Or, I gotta log in myself. Or just be prepared, right? I mean, for example, if you're a sports fan, any at all, if you went and played with the Detroit Pistons back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, they were the bad boys for a reason. They beat the piss out of you. They hit you. They were tough. That was their image. TCN has a nickname of the cheating network for a reason. They're notorious for docs, bans, being caught doing incredibly stupid things, and they bring more attention on themselves by doing something incredibly stupid, by turning around and making a threat online on somebody's YouTube post that is just mind-blowing to me. Yeah, Rizzo's back from the dead. Rizzo says, Super OG back from the dead. That is true. Oh, it's not even so much to be talked about as much as I could care less about TCN, as much as I am that I think it's incredibly stupid for an individual to go so far to make an online threat to an individual over their YouTube post and to call them out and say, I can find you, I have resources. That's, I mean, to me, it sounds like a borderline, maybe not even borderline. It sounds like a threat. Sounds like something that probably should have never happened. And I think if anybody else had it happen to them, that they would they wouldn't be feeling the same way either. It wouldn't be, I can't believe we're still talking about them. You'd be going, I don't feel like it's a cool thing. You got a guy basically flaunting his wealth, saying, I have resources, I have unlimited money. If I want to go after you, I can. He doesn't specify how. I mean, there's no reason to believe that it doesn't mean physical harm or anything else. So at that point, it's a whole new set of headaches. It's completely stupid. And for the cheating network to bring extra eyes on themselves after constantly being looked upon is ridiculous. Dumb and scary, but still hilarious. And I don't disagree. There is a level of it that is hilarious, okay? There's a level of it that you have to look at and you go, you gotta be kidding me. Like, who gets that wrapped up about it? But I didn't want to talk about the subject until I started watching chat rooms. So again, I'm in a lot of chat rooms, and what I find is that these guys start laughing about it and they think it's funny, and I think it's important to kind of put that back in play. That we also need to be very real about this. We need to be very honest about it. It's not cool. When we let things like this become part of culture, that's how we end up with people burning down buildings and saying it's okay, or raiding a Walmart and saying, well, it's okay. Any of that isn't cool. It's not legit. It's not how the world's supposed to operate. And when we find it hilarious or we let it become okay because we don't believe it's a big deal, it's not our problem, it's not us, that's how shit gets out of hand, and that's how it snowballs, and then before long, we have a big problem. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like this game. And I don't want to see things get to the point where a group of individuals become bigger than the game and they cause things to go way out of hand because they can't understand that they're going to get called out when they do something incredibly stupid. Bernardo says, what are you talking about? Who's TCN? So TCN is an alliance. They're one of the top AQ alliances. They may be number one right now. I'm not really sure. They're ran by a guy that is known for his service work. He built it to basically unify a lot of mercs and put them to work. I don't even know who said what. Oh, here, give me 1 second here. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work. Window capture. Okay. This is, what? It's alive. No, Kabam didn't get him. I'm so confused. Where in the hell is my chat? Okay. resize this just a touch. So here was the... Oh, I got you. So here's the post, and then here's a little bit of the response to it. Bureau basically just kind of threw out the fact that the only thing we lacked is to glorify shady whales, especially from the people that at the same time complain about cheating all the time, blah, 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 blah. Again, whatever Bureau said or didn't say is not really the thing here. This was the response from an officer inside TCN, Magus. I believe he's an officer. The last time I checked. I'm sure he is. With his amount of money and resources, I'm sure he gets whatever he wants in life, or so he thinks. So his response was, with my resources, it's not difficult to track down a keyboard warrior like yourself, George/Giorgio Biar, whatever, from Georgia, whatever. I'm going to mispronounce all these countries. So anyways, I might even call up your bosses at the IDFI to let them know how you spend your time. Ironically, the IDFI is an institute for the freedom of development of information, and here you're spreading false information, smiley face. He's one of the 3 leaders. Okay. Don't really care. So that was his response. The dilemma that I run into again on this is more than anything that it's a direct threat. It's somebody who got their feelings hurt because somebody said you're shady, and instead of just shutting up and going on, they go out and make this just gigantic post, and then obviously it looks like he screenshotted it. He was very proud of himself because this is obviously a screenshot from his account. It looks like, based on the fact that it still has his picture with add a comment. And it's at 0 seconds ago. So my guess is he took this with great pride as he made this post and snapped it, and then probably shared it with his shit friends inside TCN and explained how big and bad he was and that he shut him up. But to me, this is toxic. It's beyond toxic. It's exactly what TCN is, a toxic whatever network that they call themselves. But it's toxic. It's toxic to the community. It's toxic as an individual. There is nothing good that comes from a post like this. Nothing. Bureau's, as far as I know, never really talked about who he is. He's never really been openly honest or upfront about who he is or anything like that. He's always tried to keep it very secretive. And for an individual to do this is purposely just trying to stir problems, purposely trying to flex on somebody, trying to show that they're bigger and better. And I think it's a problem. If you let things like this happen and continue to go down the road, then at what point is it that you start to silence people that should be allowed to talk about what they feel is wrong inside the game that we play, right? I mean, again, we're talking about a guy that leads. We're talking about a guy that leads the cheating network, a team that's been docked, banned, and had every book thrown at them that Kabam can throw. They buy accounts, they use accounts. At one point in time, the leader of TCN was using multiple accounts to fill the alliance with high prestige just to receive top-end rewards that he was supposed to be selling for other players that were quitting the game. So again, I think it's incredibly wrong. And the only reason I even decided to talk about it, any at all, and bring it up is because I'm in a chunk of chats that are like, oh yeah, did you see what he said? He showed him, and he didn't show him anything. All he did is, you're exactly right, Callie. All he did is show how petty and scared he is that somebody is calling out the cheating network for what they are, which we all knew. Look, it's been no secret. These guys have been the cheating network since they started. It was started by a merc that sells accounts to support his merc friends to go after war titles and to show that mercs were the best players in the game. They just couldn't stop getting docked. I mean, they would always finish high. And then it was like watching the Titanic sink every season, right? It was like, yeah. And some of them would jump overboard, and some of them would stay on their ship and drown, and then, they'd bail it out and I guess patch it back up and start off on their voyage again of hitting icebergs and getting docked. Rizzo says, man, them fools get too serious about a game. We're supposed to be having fun. No, I don't disagree. And, here's a sad thing. To me, this starts crossing some very real boundaries. This starts crossing the boundaries of real life in a video game. Oh, absolutely. They're going to have nothing. But and at the day, though, for me, this is my biggest point, Rizzo. My biggest point that I'm trying to point out is we're getting to a point where these guys are crossing. They're crossing a very interesting boundary. We can come in and people can say what they want about me. They can say this, that, and the other. You cheat, you do this, that, whatever. Talk about me in game, what I do with myself, my alliance, my accounts. Any of that, fair game. Have at it. But when you cross that line and you bring somebody's real life into this, and you start talking about where they're from, what they do, I can make phone calls, I'm going to do these things, you're crossing a very real line in a very interesting scenario, because at what point does this become harassment? At what point does this become a cyber case of cyberbullying or cyber harassment? At what point does Bureau say, you know what, fuck you, I'll look at pressing charges because now I don't feel safe? At what point does it sue him? If Bureau was to lose his job tomorrow, it's very clear this individual would likely be in the mix of it. At what point does he sue him? Maybe for slander, maybe for something else. I don't know. At what point does he start to retaliate in a very real way as well? Now, the thing is that a lot of this wouldn't really affect any of us unless it causes Kabam to get investigated, right? Unless it causes some sort of investigation of what's happening with everything. Maybe it causes something else. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to dive that deep into it. I think it's stupid. But I don't understand why they believe that this is okay in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't understand why they think that they just have the ability to do as they want unchecked. That just doesn't cut it to me. And to watch other people in chat rooms bow to it is problematic for me. I'm just not that good at that. I'm not good at keeping my mouth shut. I'm not good at being quiet if there's something that I think is extremely wrong. So, I'll talk about it. I'm going to point it out. That's just who I am. Maybe people will hate me for it. Maybe they won't. I don't really care. That's the joys of having your own YouTube channel, is you get to say whatever the fuck you want for the most part. As long as YouTube doesn't cancel you or dock you or fine you or whatever they do. It's your right. It's what we enjoy. It's a freedom to have that freedom, right? And so yet here we are watching somebody threaten somebody's real life because he got upset because he said because somebody called them out, because somebody said that they may be cheating. Oh, I know it is stupid, and I know the internet's full of it, but we've not had it in our game, Rizzo. Have you seen anybody threaten anybody in their real life by saying, here's where you live, here's your name, here's where you work, I can call your boss, and I have no problem doing that? Because to me, that's totally different. It's totally different than a bunch of keyboard warriors going back and forth. I'll come to your house and I'll whoop your butt. Well, I do this, I do that. Well, my truck's bigger than your truck, right? All of that, that's stupid. That's just internet drama. This crosses that line. This is these are those things you hear about where somebody says something incredibly stupid and it ends up causing big life problems. Bernardo says, hey, MCOC Karen, he wants to talk to the guy's manager. So that's it. My thing is I do want to bring attention to it because I want everybody to understand exactly what these people are Not because I care less if they cheat or not. I could care less if they use mercs. I could care less if they pilot. Hey, if that's what you want to spend your money on, best of luck. Have fun. Knock it out. We all have our own things that we do. Some people buy a lot of units. Some people buy accounts. Some people play slow and free play. Others do whatever. At the end of the day, do whatever you like inside the game, as long as it doesn't mod and doesn't cheat the game as far as changing the rules inside the game. And I think there becomes a point here where when you start talking about people's real life, that becomes a problem. So, not a fan. Not a fan. You want to bring it to real life? Real life has real life consequences. And I hope and I pray that it continues to circle around, and I hope somewhere somebody with enough cojones and somebody that knows somebody turns it in, gets something done, and I'd love nothing more than to see a situation where it comes down the pipeline on the dude. And I hate to say that, but yeah. I haven't seen that, but it wouldn't be too hard to find me because I tell everyone what I do and where I am. It's impossible for someone to get me fired from the post office. But trust, I understand. No, I'm the same way. Like, for me, and believe me, I thought about this before I started. Like, okay, I've got 2 daughters, right? Nothing will happen to Sly because he's not in the U.S. Well, that's fair. I got 2 daughters. Somebody sends that message to me, better hope. It's going to be like Punisher. If something ever happened, it would be bad news. Because it would wreck my world. It would turn everything around. And it doesn't matter if it was an accident or not. You send a message like that, and somebody's going to always think you had a hand in it. It's not worth it. Like, it's just being stupid. It's a level of stupid that's beyond normal. And it amazes me. What's up, Miso? Callie, gotta look up how to... Just tell them that you didn't get your mail from a while and you think Rizzo was your mail delivery guy or something. That may work. Oh, I'm just talking about TCN and their incredibly stupid inability to just shut their mouth and move on. Like, they're already known as a cheating network. It's not like they're held in high regards. It is amazing to me how stupid people can be. And the fact that, the comments that were made just is mind-blowing to me. What did TCN do again? TCN, Magus, whatever, decided that he was going to flex his internet muscles on Bureau today. And not only did he post a comment that I thought was incredibly stupid, but he then turns around and... screenshots it and then starts sending it out because, he's busy flexing. He's being the cool kid. He showed TCN how Big Boy handles it, and I think it's incredibly stupid. It's just mind-blowing to me that they're as stupid as they are. Like I said, it comes back to the other day when they started booting people out of their alliance because they wouldn't use, well, not TCN Next, which is TCN's friends there. They're like incest cousins or whatever, incest little family. But they decided that they were going to start beating people out if they didn't use certain mercs. And then instead of just being quiet about it and trying to not bring attention to it, they start kicking these people out of chat rooms, bringing attention to it. So it's just like, why? Why do you do this? It makes no sense. So, and then today, Magus goes out here and makes a stupid comment, and then screenshots it and blows it out, and is like, look what I did. Ooh, me Magus, me show him. Me have high money. Me have many resources. Okay, caveman. Go club somebody else, please. It's just ridiculous to me. I don't know. It was stupid. It was, yeah. I don't know. Again, I just have a problem with people being incredibly stupid to people when there needs not be. There was no reason for it. You got called out. You didn't like it. Great. Go cry to your mom. Like, go call your mom and Mom, some guy on the internet said that I wasn't very nice and he hurted my feelings and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. You just get that over with, you know? Like, move on. Magus is trying to buy KD1. He's sitting like $200. Yeah. Rizzo says, yeah, Alex, I'm back and playing MCOC again. Kabam, get my money again. They got to get in that pocketbook, baby. Got to let them in there. Oh, this account doesn't have the high rate. That's okay. That's fine. This will do it. This will do it. This will do it. This will do. This will do. Let's go. Is TCN the cartoon? No, that's the cheating network. This alliance just known for cheating. Again, they've been docked many times over. I don't know that they've hardly went through any season without receiving a dock. Again, just mind-blowing to me how much they enjoy. That's not what I wanted to do, damn it. Oh well. Enjoy being incredibly stupid. Hold on, Mark, what are you making fun of me for? Hey, take it easy, Rizzo. Gotta let him in there. Slice him 20. Wait, when did I say that? Where's Chid to say pause? Yeah, they went after Bureau. Hey, you too, Rizzo. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting the channel. As always, I greatly appreciate it. And welcome back to the game, man. It's always good to have good people in the game. Always good. Yeah. As the saying goes, they can talk about my looks when I ride my food, but talk about my honey and his own. Oh boy. Night, Rizzo. Well, we don't know, but based on if you do just the raw math, yes. I mean, the raw math tells us the number that he spent would have been roughly around $130,000. There's been many discussions about how he purchased his crystals, whether he bought them straight from Kabam or his units, if there was discounted prices or not, and whether or not he was charged tax or not. All those things are still up debate and to be figured out and debated upon. But either way, the question is how legit was the units. That's the thing that everybody is questioning, because again, TCN, the cheating network, has been nailed many times over. Matter of fact, I'd say they have more days in game being either docked, banned, or having some suspended account than those without. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure at this point Kabam has given up trying to keep up with their bans and just kind of let them do whatever, which is why they haven't been smoked inside war for a while. But you know, they've got a good system. The purchase, it was unlawful. Are you sure, Woo? Did Cowell ever say he had some sort of discount from Game? I have no idea. I have no idea. Couldn't. So they buy their unbanned with crystals? Pretty much, Bernardo. Pretty much. Ooh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to post inside my own chat. Yeah, which we knew Cal was buying discounted units. That's why his account went massively in the red there for a while. Woo says because Apple and Google let the app working on their platform only if they get 30% of all purchases. So what you're saying is he did. So you're under the understanding. No, I agree, Callie. Yeah, all purchases have to be through them and get the tax. Exactly. I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, I can't confirm that he did or didn't buy them straight from Kabam. That's something I have no idea. That's just currently an urban myth that he wired money straight to Kabam and received his units. Alex tells Sly to do what again? I don't trust you, Callie. What are you over there saying? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. So Unstoppable says no, he didn't wire it straight to Kabam. Which I saw Unstoppable talk about it in officer chat real quick. Otherwise, they are just black money, I don't know, untaxable. He said with his words, thought that he did it. I believe in everyone being able to do everything they want as long as they are aware about consequences. Well, I agree. Consequences are the name of the game. I heard he went to them directly to make large purchases. Could you imagine buying 130,000 worth of Odins? No, I can't imagine. And not, look, if that's something that I have no desire. Like, that's the thing that I don't understand is where is the desire to do it? Because I can't find one. Like, makes 0 sense to me. I don't see where this is logical. I don't see where it makes any sense. And I'm highly competitive. Highly competitive. I don't like to lose. But again, it is something I look at and I just go, why? The rewards are not that great. They're not worth. The rewards are definitely not worth 130K, but I guess it is what it is. Besides, it's funny, there was no TCN person denying he had gone straight to Kabam for the purchase. Then, when there was ranting about his expenditure, I was the one that said it's against Apple's term of service. Absolutely, I'm going to defend my boy Bureau. But not just because of that. Because when you have somebody cross that line and start putting actual threats to somebody's real life situation, that's different. And from what I know, everything has to be the same price, or it doesn't matter how much you buy. Same unit has to be the same price. Either it's one or... So, so that part's the same. So the other thing that they can do is they can totally... No, it should be on all of them, Marco. You just got to have the most recent and turn it on. It's in a setting. I don't remember where, though. What? Toulouse? What are you saying, Bernardo? I'm lost. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn it. Go back and, I won't do anything. I'm not going to talk. Go back and watch, 10 minutes ago in the stream. Just start scrolling back. My screen will be black and there will be a chat there. But basically, here, I'm just going to read it. I'm going to repost it again. I don't feel like doing all that work. And then I have to turn my sources on and off. Here is what was said, Alex. Let me bring it back up on my screen. Bureau made some post basically about that he thought it was shady units that they bought, okay, or that it was TCN. And basically in this, poor friend, maybe, I don't know, Bernardo, and in this, Magnus makes a response, or Magus makes a response, and in his response, not only does he make a response, but he then screenshots it. He screenshots it and then starts posting it. Okay. And that's my point, Woo. This is my point. This is where it gets dicey. Okay. This is what was said, Alex. In response to Bureau's post on YouTube. Okay. This is not in line. This is on YouTube. So this now falls into YouTube's boundaries as well, I guess. But on YouTube, Maggot responds with my resources, it's not difficult to track down a keyboard warrior like yourself, George/Giorgio Benaria or whatever, from Georgia, Tizabit, whatever, foreign country. Okay, terrible. I might even call up your bosses at the IDFI to let them know how you spend your time. Ironically, the IDFI is an institute for the freedom of development of information. And here, you're spreading false information. Smiley face. So, it's definitely a situation where he posts his information. He posts Bureau's name, where he's from, and what he does, his job, and even makes a indirect threat that he could call his bosses and basically threaten his job. I mean, that's exactly what this is. It's a direct threat to the guy's job and his personal life, which is crossing a line. That is no longer. It's no longer a. It's no longer just. It's no longer a troll on troll. It's no longer keyboard warrior. If I came to your house, I'd whoop your ass. Hey, I'm going to fly. Where you live? Give me your address. We'll meet at the bar. It's none of that. It's a direct, with my resources, it's not difficult to track down a keyboard warrior. Basically saying, I can hunt you. I mean, that's exactly what he's saying, is I can hunt you down. I can hunt you, or have somebody hunt you down. Here's your name. Here's your address. I've already looked you up. I might even call your bosses. Here's your job. I'm threatening your job. That's beyond the game. Um, that's awfully far, and for me, that starts running into a whole new set of problems. As far as I'm concerned, it's a pun site, a joke. You said I don't like to lose. Oh, I got you, Bernardo. Ooh, my knee. So again, to me, this is a huge step in the wrong direction. I think it makes the game in a terrible. I think it makes a terrible statement for Gabam. Makes a terrible statement for MCOC. It makes our community looks bad, and it shows exactly TCN for what they are. Again, a bunch of shitheads. The Chucklehead Network, the Cheating Network. These guys are absolute jokes that are a stain upon our community that refuse to do anything properly. Again, they can't make it a season or two without getting bans. They've always been docked. Just why? Great, you're spending a lot of money. Thank you for powering the game. But we don't need a player like that. We don't need somebody inside the game that is going to be making that kind of threat. I think it's just terrible. I think it's the wrong thing to do. I think it's a terrible situation. And of all the things that people like to complain about, if people can't complain about a person making an actual threat on somebody's livelihood and their home and their address and their real name, then we have a much bigger problem. So that's been my whole thing on it. I think it's, again, I think it's terrible. What? Alex just says as long as he's not hiring him and he's good to go. Yeah, but still. Damn it, what is this tracking good for? I've never used your tracking, and now I have zero desire to ever use it. I'm going to assume miss opportunities. Obviously not evade, and obviously not auto block. I know it works against them all. Marco, what are you doing? Marco says, all right, Mr. Late Night Stream, I got to get to bed. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to run a couple streams earlier. We got some videos coming out. Again, if you want to watch a lot of cool little short videos, check out our TikTok at Slice 'em Gaming. Follow the TikTok, share it, help me out. All that's greatly appreciated. So, yeah. Yeah. Unstoppable says excited for BGs to come back tomorrow. I'm super stoked. It'll be exciting. I'm ready to get back to it, Marco. You idiot, Slice 'em. That was not what I told it to do, but whatever. Hopefully everybody is pushing. I mean, we should have a whole team going. Who says TCN? Sorry, but not sorry. But I mean, you'll know. Wait a minute. Kick is a messenger app, Alex. I think we all are. I think. I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be. I mean, if you are, you are. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Doesn't change what I say about any of it. More so, I was kind of hoping that you were, so maybe I could think, well, maybe there is somebody decent there. Because sadly, sometimes not everybody inside, you know, not everybody is a part of the problem. To be fair, I know you're in a lot of the rooms that I am in, and I've never noticed you being connected to them, but never know. Of course, of all things. Jeez. Omega and Tycoons. No, he's back. Kelly, he's saying he's back, I think. He's top 4 and top 15 AQ right now. Right? Slice him. I was in TCN before. Oh. Slice him. I was in TCN before. Everyone late come in. It was named differently, but not everyone is a bad influence. And again, I know not all of them are. But, you know, here, I'll give you an example of this. I interviewed a really good sales guy today, right? Interviewed a guy that I believe has a ton of talent. One of the concerns was the groups that he had been with were edgy groups, right? They were small lots or different places, and he had this history of being an edgy type salesperson. And so, you know, that's one of the things I just in the interview I basically was like, hey, so let's not cut around it, you know, let's not beat around the bush. Let's be honest. You've got a history of this and that. You got a little bit of a reputation. You've been with these guys. What's the story? You know, I mean, fill me in. Why did you stay there? What happened? Why did you not leave? Why did you leave? What's going on? Because good people can work in bad places, or good group of people can have bad people among it. You know. Oh no. Wolf says, so it turns out that one of my neighbors got drunk and shot himself in the face like 15 minutes after the new year. Oof. Oof. That sucks. Bernardo, where's all of our Twitch crew tonight, man? Where's the Twitch crew? Bernardo, I feel like we're losing them. What's going on? I'm going to blame you, Bernardo. Oh, that sucks. Oof. That's always bad news. Alex, You wouldn't ever really come and sell. Wu says, yes, I agree. Or yes, I agree, I understand. Yeah, and look, again, I'm not making a statement that all of TCN is bad. I'm just saying that obviously, damn it, slice them, you idiot. Obviously, their upper management just needs some management. They've just done some really boneheaded things that make no sense to do. And I think it's blaringly obvious that they just do really, really dumb things. You've got that the stereotype behind you. Why would you want to fuel it even more? Ooh. Oh, I don't disagree with you there, Lou. I don't disagree. Yes, I would. What are you talking about? For those juicy rewards you keep denying me, I'm going to end up joining another ally just to beat you guys. I did it once. You are in SGA 3. I don't like stealing from my... Bren left me alone talking to you. I'll never forgive Bren. That's a very fair point, Bernardo. Very fair. You're in SGA. I don't like to steal from any of our own alliances if I can keep from it. We got 16-3 on Prestige yet. The trader as well betraying us. I know. You know how Alex is. My name's Alex. I'm going to throw my weight around. Settle down, Magus Jr. Who says the sad thing is that Kabam doesn't have a bigger boss to give answers to? Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, ultimately, the big boss is the consumer, right? I mean, if we chose, we can make them give answers. But at the end of the day, we don't really care enough to force them to give answers. People will complain. People will argue. People will moan and groan. But ultimately, there's never been anything outside of like 12.0, right? Yeah, I don't see Alex joining TCN. They require him to pilot. I don't think he'd give them their info. But ultimately the consumer has the final say. The fact is there's nothing inside the game that's so atrocious that we all stop playing. The fact is that we all enjoy the game. We enjoy seeing our favorite Marvel characters. We enjoy seeing who they're going to add. The game itself can be full of complete crap. But the fact remains, we enjoy the heroes. We enjoy playing with our teammates, with our friends. They've done such a good job looping us with other people, causing you to become connected to people, right? I mean, you think about it. How much time do you spend with your teammates on a daily basis, right? You talk to them, you chat with them. Some of them you become great friends with. Hell, I've hired a couple of them, right? So it's a situation where you become to trust these guys. It's a huge part of I guess kind of like who you are. And it becomes a situation where you got to deal with that. Callie, I will stab you. By the way, Callie, are you for real? February? I'm telling people that you are expected to be here in February. Can you show you my profile? Yeah. Yep, I got the reaction I was after from... Okay. Okay, good. I hate you. I hate you, Alex. you're welcome to come to SGA 1. Get your prestige where it needs to be and let's go. But you better make SGA 3 has replacements for you. This account's been in... I've had this account in a couple different alliances. Most recently, I was in one of the X-Men, Rogue, and then I was in some, like, foreign alliance. I think they're Indian. I think. I'm not real sure. Play with them. MC3T. I played with them for a season. Who else? Porn line? Probably. Okay, Alex, you let me know. Were you in one? No, I was never in TCN. Not that I'm aware of. I don't know what their name was before. I can't think of... I'm trying to think. If I run through the different alliances I've been in, with this account, I was in one. I was in... No, I think I was in one on my Slice 'em account. I think my main account was in one. And then I was in X-Men Rogue. I was in crap. It closed down recently. I was in Omni for a hot minute. I was in Omni 1, X-Men Rogue. I can't remember the other one. Oops. What was the name of the ally where you guys hit it with 3 or 4 so I kind of then finally reached? That was 1. Callie. Yeah, we had SGA 1 closed for 1, maybe 2 seasons. Excuse me. Yeah. It was a sad day. The only reason I ever ended up in Omni was a couple of the guys that was in my alliance were from Omni. Whenever we shut down, they went back. And they wanted me to come there while we were closed. And so I did for a little bit. Yes. Yeah, I was, Woo. I think Karen was in the Alliance, who used to be in SGA 1. Hector, Voss, Lags. It's understandable, even though I'm not a fan of most of them. Again, it looks like their name was MC3T. Woo. Alex, that makes me want to stab you. And you know that. You're just looking to press. You're just looking to press my buttons, Alex. This was an alliance that I was in for a while. I'm pretty sure it wasn't mass in class when I was there. I'm pretty sure I couldn't pronounce it. When I was Omni, Hector didn't play. I mean, he played, but how do I put it? He wasn't very focused. He didn't seem very into the game. He had his fair share of deaths. No. That's something I need to finish doing or need to redo again. I gotta go back through and set all of our. Omni is the dentist one. No, Omni didn't. Well, Cal was at Omni maybe for a little bit. Fish cake? Let me go look. This? No. Did I spell something wrong? I wouldn't have been in that. Slicing your stream is not shown in the MCOC page live list. I had to look for yours directly in search. I wonder why. You know what? I wonder. Hold on. Let me do this. What if... Nope. Let's try it this way. I wonder if that's why it's not been doing that. Woo, if you don't mind, check it again here in a minute. I just made a minor change. I'm curious... Maggots blocking your channel. Well, he's got a lot of resources. He's probably looking me up. Really wish I had a way to have some sort of weird photo pop up for him. I'm curious if it pops now. Let me know if you can check for me, Woo. I'd be curious. Magnet is the system. You think you can talk about the system without payment? Don't care. He'll be alright. Get over it. He'll be okay. Oops. Hey, what's up, Reaper? Good to see you, bud. Slice him will crap if he's going after you. That's going after me because I live in your basement soon. Shoot, yeah, we got things taken care of. What's up, Reap? Good to see you, bud. Okay, I guess I lost my pre-fight. Whoops. Didn't know that was possible with her. Ooh, excuse me. Sweet. There was a guy in a Slicer chat back in 2018 said Cade was gay. Said he had impeccable gaydar and knew. What? What's up, Faye? Good to see you. Are you sure you're making things up again, Alex? Pretty sure you're lying. Murdo says, "Oh, is he after us now? I'm trembling in fear." It's my fault, obviously. I think you're talking about my yawn, and it was. Absolutely your fault. Maybe. I mean, I know I was in a couple different alliances, Woo. Minihawk, what's up, my man? Good to see you. Oh, that would make sense. Patrick. Look who it is. Nice to see the old account going strong. Dude, it's locked and loaded. Yeah. It's basically max prestige along with solid relic prestige. And of course the lock is strong as ever. How you been, brother? Good to see you, man. I seen you finally left one of the chats the other day. Probably because it's blowing up like every other day now. Kelly, I think you were Ilac's buddy. You and him were pretty tight. Slides him abandoned SG. One is like Kobe Bryant leaving the Lakers, shaking my head. Thanks, Alex, for making me feel bad about what happened. You have no idea how much that taunted my existence. And how terrible I felt and sad that I was. But it's okay. I'm glad you wanted to rub some salt into that wound. You know, and it doesn't help, Alex, that today I even got traded out of my own battle group. I won't mention any names, but I feel like I was set up. No, you're fine, unstoppable. But you know, I won't mention any names, but I feel like I did get set up, honestly, Alex. I was told that basically my account didn't have enough units and a little too much gold by the officer. Alpha, yeah, I think I was an alpha. By the officer of one of the officers of BG1. And so basically, they told me to pound sand, get out of the BG, and to go to a different BG. And luckily, one of the other officers picked me up and took me in because, I wouldn't have been able to stop it. It was an unstoppable force that came through and just pushed me right out of my old BG. So, it was a tough day. It was a really tough day. But luckily, like I said, I got some other good officers, some guys that said, listen, I think you can probably do something great for our BG. Yes, I did leave SGA1 a long time ago. That's a long different story. Nice, Minnie. Nice. Got my account back. I have a prestige of 14-1 now. Nice. You're in SGA3 as well, correct? Yeah, at one point in time, both accounts were gone. Actually, at one point in time, SGA1 was shut down. So, yeah. No, I didn't think that, but are you telling me that you did Unstoppable? Are you saying that you wanted me out of BG1? Not yet. Almost. Okay. Just waiting on rewards, right? And then you're coming in? Good. No, Unstoppable. I'm just kidding. I know you didn't want me out. Unfortunately, the only way that he can become leader is to take over the Slice'em Gaming or the Slice'em accounts. And I'm not ready to pass that mantle on yet. Not yet, I don't think. Poor Mountain Dew is empty, and I'm really still thirsty, but I really want water, but I don't feel like going upstairs to get water. Oh. This sucks. Slices will be lured away by the cheating network, and rule will stand strong. Yeah. Probably not. Probably not. Why is Omega Sentinel's name glowing and all? What is that? Is that right? Why is that happening? Does anybody else see that? Am I going crazy? Okay, Unstoppable. It's the it's the relic. I'm super thirsty today too. I'm dying of fucking thirst. I may go get a drink. I may have to. I'm gonna have to. I'm super thirsty. Oh, dang it. Herc is in AQ. It's alright. I'm gonna make it Corvus time. That works. Happy now, thank you. The gifting event helped in this game is addicting. It is. Yeah, it is. It's, yeah. I didn't know. It's the relic. Bernardo saved me. He told me. Sly got a generic Waking Gem and Baby Null Scorpion. Oh. And Babe? I don't know who Babe is. Null, Scorpion, and Mortal A-Bomb. You know it's worth that gem. Who's Babe? That'd be my question. face it, I have to keep Sly in check, says his buddy Marco. It's pretty accurate. Null. Yeah, so you got Null, Scorpion, and Immortal for an Awakening. Maybe. I mean, so Null's really nice. He's good for defense. He's good for attack. There's some... Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. But okay, whatever. There's definitely some upside to him. God, I forget how much Null just melts to suicides. Whoops. Come on, Cole. Yeah, Scorpion is massive. Nice, Minnie, nice. What are you laughing about, Bernardo? I'm gonna have to go get a water. Wait a minute, how much time do I have left? So thirsty. Damn it. For saving me. Thank you. Run for water. I'm thinking about it. I want to go get it, but no. It's been 84 years. What's been 84 years? What did I... don't call me old. I played ball tonight and I felt old. I hadn't played it for 2 weeks. Definitely felt it tonight. Now I'm going to have to stretch, get another little workout or two in. The smile is old. It's old. It's wrinkly. I'm old. I don't want to be old. I don't want to be old no more. Yeah, what happened with him, Reaper? My IT director was telling me the other day, but I'll be very honest, I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was checking my email at the time. Stupid. Not sure if he's in stable but serious condition. Ugh. This is a hard combo. Why is my combo going to be so difficult? What rank was this? Did I look? Is that... Okay, 3. I was like, I didn't think I ranked 4 Derek's, but... No, I agree, Reaper. It'd be nice. So I just want to watch you play ball and stream it. I might. I might be able to. I mean, so here's the problem. If I stream it, that means either one of my teammates are going to have to take care of the phone whenever I'm playing or in the game, or I'm going to have to, like, trust the wife, miss-slice them to handle all the equipment, which could be just as terrible. Okay, Minnie, I will. I'll probably get to it right after the stream, if that's all right with you, bud. All right. I'm going to go grab a quick bottle of water, I think. SG1 basketball game. I streamed some of the softball games back in the day. I can do a basketball game or two. Closer in the rank for him might be Nick Fury. And yes, it's cool, bro. Okay, good. All right, I'll be right back. Check out the... Oh, good. Check out the chair. Oh, the hammies are tight. Oh, yeah. Definitely tight hammies. We'll be right back. Oof. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. While I'm gone, let's just go ahead and do this. Phone charge. All right, be right back. Check out the chair. Talk to the chair, talk to each other. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Throw this over here. Don't mind me. Okay, you can go in there. It's a little suspect, but whatever. It'll be fun. Let's try a different bottle. See if that one still leaks. Oh. Can't wait for the other. A 2 of bisque. What? I got a couple extra. I grabbed a couple extra just in case. You know, that's a great point, Callie. If Alex would just get here already. All right. Cause I write something on the context of what you're saying, but it takes you 84 years to read, and therefore you don't get it. And then I explain, but it takes another 84 years to read the explanation, and then gets lost again. Brand, look what you did to me. He wants me to talk to a chair. Yes, a chair is good for you. It's a great talking point. Crap. Damn you, phone. Damn you, game. Hold on. All right. Ooh, that sucks. Alright. Now we're ready. Okay, let's get going. Let's check the other account real quick. Off to the main account. I'm onto Howard the Duck, and I've used like 9 revives so far. Raul taking care of, our Unstoppable taking care of some of the challenges. Sly, we doing an event in February, like booking your appointment to have assistance with Spanish speaker type thing. We'll do something. Once you nail down when you're going to be here, we'll make some magic happen. We'll figure it out. Okay. AQ or 66 energy, so we're running a touch behind. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, take path 2. Okay, look at us. Look at us getting some work done. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, good job, Sly. Woo! Okay. Yeesh. They got scary. They got a little scary for a hot second. That's the joys of this team, though. I got the extra life, and then I got the big heal afterwards, so I was okay. That's not good news. Disrupted says, "Hey man, I need help. I have a 5-star warlock and he's ranked 5 of 5, but I don't have him awakened. How can I do that without trying to get a dupe of him from a 5-star crystal?" So an awakening gem is what you need, Disrupted. I don't know how new you are to the game, but I'm going to assume newish if you're asking this, but it's a great little thing to learn. So I don't know that I have him unawakened, but let me see. Sig ability. So right now, your warlock is looking similar to this vision. As far as gold stars instead of being awakened, he's all boring, no silver stars. So you can use an item, and you should be able to get an awakening gem. The awakening gem, you can use a tech awakening gem, or you can use a generic. Either one. Warlock is a really good champ, especially early on in the game. Seeing that you're going to get plenty of awakening gems, and you're going to get plenty of other champions, and you're going to move up to 6 stars. Your 5 stars will quickly fall off. I don't think it would be a bad thing. You could use even a generic awakening gem on that warlock. He gets a lot of content done. He's great. He's got heal block. He's got armor break. He's got decent damage. There's a lot of upside to warlock, and he's one of the top tech champs in my opinion. And he's great for Alliance War still. So in my opinion, don't hesitate. If you got any way to awaken him, you want to use one of these awakening gems. Go ahead and awaken him. I don't think it's going to hurt you. Where and how do I get awakening gems? They're spread out throughout the game. Anytime you complete a lot of content, a lot of your content, once you complete it, is going to have awakening gems. So yeah, with that being said, there's no, I can't tell you exactly where, but there's a lot of ways of hunting that down. I don't know if anybody's ever showed you this. But you can go in here and, depending on where you're at inside the game, you can click View Rewards, and it's going to show you what rewards you get for completing those things. Hey, Disrupted, thanks for hitting the follow button. So, like, by completing Chapter 1 of, what was that, Act 5? Yeah, by completing Chapter 1 of Act 5, when you do it 100%, you're going to get a 4-star Awakening Gem. When you do Chapter 4, for example, you're going to get a 5-star Crystal, and you're going to get a 5-star Awakening Gem. Now, the gem means that it's going to be random. You could be Skill, Tech, Cosmic, Science, Mutant, Mystic, whatever it is. So you'd have to get lucky here to get it. But the great news is when you do 100% of Act 5, when you 100% it, you're going to get a generic Awakening Gem that you can use to awaken any of your 5-star champions. So that's really good news. And that's something you can look forward to, depending on where you're at in the game. If your top champ is a new 5-star Warlock, I'd say you're probably somewhere in this range. So I don't know if you get one earlier than that. And that's a 4-star. So yeah, I think the first time you see that 5-star generic as a guaranteed reward, again, is Act 5. Yeah, I'm showing people the view rewards. I don't know, he may or may not know it. There's a lot of little weird things that I didn't know anything about when I was playing the game early on. So, Disrupted, I hope that helps. And as you saw, Bernardo also gave you our Discord link. Feel free to join our Discord channel. You can ask questions. We'll help you with as much as we can, anytime that we can. Whether it be champion advice or where to look for certain things. Uh-oh. Stoppable, can't stop, won't stop, saying it was underwhelming. I think talking about KT1's showcase of Jessica Jones's damage. Are you kidding me? Did I have concussion up? So stupid. Burning and revive over nothing. 1 freaking percent. So stupid. So stupid. There goes Slice him with that special 2 evade showing off. And that's the one thing I can do. No. Okay, you're both wrong. That's not why I died. Ugh. I died due to concussion. I think. Ooh, now I need to go back and rewind it. Go back and look at the fight. So the way... Classic Kabam 1%. No, I should have had 2 safety nets. Okay, so let me explain why I shouldn't have died. Okay, he doesn't. He doesn't trigger invuln from Special 3. But here's why you're wrong. Okay. The reason why I shouldn't have died, and the only reason I died was due to concussion, is A, I had Heimdall. Secondly, I threw my Special 3 before his Special 3. My Special 3 triggers Hercules' own invuln, okay? So Hercules has an invuln on his Special 3. So you can use it to soak any other champ Special 3 with Hercules. Super handy, okay? Right here. Special attack 3, gain an indestructible buff, preventing all damage for 4 seconds. Ta-da! So the way that works is you hit him with the big L3, beat him in the wall, he comes back, he throws his L3, and typically what happens is you come out of that taking no damage, and you pick up a debuff from the Special 3 from Apocalypse, and now you're just healing yourself, right? It's just like, heal, and ta-da! Next thing you know, it drops off, and you continue moving on as planned. But it's a great way to drain a champ's power because they'll typically throw their Special 3 after Herc throws his. And the best part is after this attack, if the opponent has 3 bars of power, Hercules gains a power gain buff. So you get power on top of it. Okay. Callie nerd, what is going on in February? Nothing goes Sly won't answer. He's a liar. He's coming to visit me and go to work for me for a week or 2. So yeah. 4 things not long enough. Invuln, I need 4 minutes to enjoy it. It works out great. And again, had I not had concussion, that played exactly the way I was wanting it to play. So it sucked. Really sad about it now. Played it right, but not paying attention to concussion got me killed. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. And yes, classic Kabam with the 1%, Bernardo. I agree. Sorry, we'll heal Herc up a little bit on this path. I need Hurt to go unstoppable and unblockable with plus 10 million or 100,000 attack with invuln for 4 seconds. We've got a couple things going, but I haven't planned anything out in February. But yeah, we'll work something out. How long are you gonna stay? Like, what's your realistic time span? Damn it, slice them, you idiots. So there's my Heimdall. There. Yeah. Or at least I hope he is. It's been an ongoing deal for like a year and a half, maybe 2 now. Oh, my knee popped again. Felt amazing though. Hey, oh, I bet Wu is no longer in here. Damn it. So how you think I can get an internship? Yeah, I had an intern. Well, we had like a little intern once before. A guy wanted to look at doing an office job. Now, to be fair, he was the office manager, or one of my office managers. It was her grandson, but he came in and worked all the time, did a lot of stuff. Shows his beautiful hair he is donating for my hair transplant. Yeah, I'm sure he's in on that. I'll help keep him ready for that. Is there anything I can do online? Can I just hire you as an employee of Slice Some Gaming online? You're welcome to just come learn to sell cars. It's a pretty fun gig. If you're competitive any at all, which I know you are, it's about as fun as it comes. All right, we're in a pretty good spot. We've got good little bit saved up. I just want to stand there and smash the screen on the right side without worrying about getting comboed. That's fair. All right. Nothing exciting. Why would you like real estate? I don't do anything. I'm just saying. I'm always looking for good people. Dude, if you'd really like to, you're welcome to come up. I'll give you a shot. Trust me, most of my people make more money than people. I don't know why. You make more money selling cars than you do probably after going to school. I really shouldn't tell you that, but here, I'll tell you this, okay? I don't like cars any at all. I just like selling. So here, I'll tell you this story. So when I bought my first house, I let a lot of people live in my house. Okay, I had a decent sized little house, and so I made a deal with all my friends that basically, as long as they were either working or going to school, doing something to improve their position in life, right? They could live at my house for free. So that was the deal. Okay. And so one day, one of the young men that was living there, he comes to me. He's like, "Look, I don't think I want to go to school. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to drop out." I said, "Look, you either come to work, go to work somewhere, or you got to move out. That's the rules. You're either in school or you're working. You got to decide." And I don't mean some bull crap job. Like, you got to have a job where you're making legit money, capable of either paying off your debt or accumulating some wealth, so you can, buy a house or do something with your life down the road. And, okay, fine. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I bring him and he starts detailing for us to just get him a job so that he has some money. So he's detailing cars. And so one day, I'll never forget, we had like 2 people quit, right? And we had nobody at the store to really sell cars. There was only a couple guys. And this kid had been driving me nuts. Now, he's 18, I guess, at the time. 17, 18. He's 18 years old. And he's driving me. He's been driving me nuts. Dude, I can sell cars. I can sell. I could do this. I could do this. I could sell cars. And I'll never forget it. So I find out these 2 guys quit. Then me and the manager are talking like, what are we going to do? We're short-staffed. We got to get some people in here. I go, hold on. So I page my buddy up. I page this kid that's living in my house up from detail. He comes to my office. I say, come to my office. He comes up. He comes in there. Hey, what do you need? And I go, okay, here's what's getting ready to happen. You're going to turn around. You're going to go back to the house. You need to go, I got a pair of pants, a shirt, grab shoes, whatever you need. Just go to my closet, grab a change of clothes, go clean up, put on some legit clothes, and come back. You're going to have a chance to sell cars for the day. He's like, are you for real? I was like, yes. So I'll never forget. I'm sitting there waiting. He doesn't show up for a bit. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So he finally calls me. I pick up the phone. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, can I wear these? I was like, I don't even care, man. Just pick up some of my clothes, put them on, and get back here. We have customers. If you're going to do this, so let's do this. And so he does. He shows back up. He's got some of my clothes on. And they're a little bit big and baggy. He was smaller than me. And but it wasn't terrible. He looked all right. So I said, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to meet him. You're going to greet him. You're going to bring him in, just set him down, and I'll walk you through this. I'm going to tell you what to say, what to do, and I'm going to help you. And I'll never forget, this kid started selling cars. He started doing really, really well. And he sold cars through the winter, and we come up to springtime. Okay? So here we come to spring. Now, at this point, this guy's 18 years old, making really good money. Okay? He's. I'll answer your questions in a minute, Alex and Unstoppable. But so he's making really good money, and he comes into my office one day, and he goes, "Okay," and this is, again, we're in early spring, late spring, okay, and he comes into my office and he goes, "Dude, I've been thinking about it, and I'm gonna quit." I said, "You're gonna quit? Okay. Well, you know the rules." And he goes, "I know. So I'm gonna go back to school." I said, okay, that's fair. What are you going to go back to school for? He goes, I want to be a lawyer. I said, okay, cool. So you want to be a lawyer. What makes you want to be a lawyer? And he goes, well, I thought about it, and I think I can make a lot of money being a lawyer. I said, okay, that's fair. Lawyers can make good money over time. He's like, yeah, and then I can go back to school. And I've got some money saved up now so I can go to school. They said, okay, that's cool. I said, so is it all about the money? Yeah, I want to be able to make a lot of money. Okay. I said, that's great. So you got to go back to school. First things first, let's just go ahead and do this. If it's all about the money, let's break this down. You got 4 years of school before you even do law school. So there's 4 years. How much is school right now if you decide to go back? Because you don't have any grants, you don't have anything. You're now working, so you're not going to get anything. How much is school going to cost you? I don't know, maybe X. Okay, let's add that up. 4 years times X, that's this number. All right, so you get out of school. Now you got to go to law school. Let's just say that you're super smart, super accelerated, and somehow you get out in 2 or 3 years? Let's call it 3 years. How much is law school a year? Okay, let's write that down. Then you got to pass your exams. You got to do all that. So you're going to have to pay for those. Then you got your internship, because it's not very many lawyers come out of law school and go, I'm king cheese. Give me the best cases. I want all the money, and let's go. Especially in our area, being a decent sized town, but you don't have a lot of that. So you're not going to be making $1 million or 100 or 200,000 right away. So let's just peel that back a little bit. How much are you going to make your first couple of years? X, Y, Z. Okay, let's do that. So, okay, now, here's what you are. 10 years in, here's what you've made as a lawyer. Okay. Now, let's turn around and do this. As an 18-year-old kid, you're making $70,000 a year right now. Okay? And you've been selling cars for right at a year. So let's just pretend that you only go up by 10% next year. Let's just call it, that puts you at like 77, 80,000 next year. And you're 19 years old. So there's 1 year. And then let's just go ahead and leave you there for the next couple of years. Let's just call it 80,000 flat. And let's do 3 years at that number. Because in 3 years, you may not have a lot of growth. You'll be doing okay. All right. You're still going to make around what you're making. But you won't have your customers repeating yet. Most of the time, the rule of thumb is 3 years before you start seeing the repeat people come back and say, hey, I bought my car from you 3 years ago. So let's just call it 80 grand. So now in 3 years, you've made 80 grand every year. You don't have any debt. You're living with me. I don't charge you rent. You're getting to stack your money up to do something with your life. So that's 80, 160. What's that put you at? 240, I think. Let's just do the math. And he's like, okay. Now, obviously, you don't make all that. You got to pay taxes. And that's fair, And so we go through it, and I go, okay, but now after year 3, you're going to see another bump, right? I mean, you understand, after year 3, you're going to see more people coming back. You're going to get more referrals. People are going to be looking for you. And not to mention, you're going to get a little bit older, so you're probably going to run into more people as you grow inside the community. But let's just call it another, 10, 15% growth. And so I walk him out to year 10. I'm like, here's your year 10 as a car salesman. Here's your year 10 as a lawyer. I'm really confused on how this is about the money, because the two numbers that I see, the numbers to my right, which was the sales side, are just like eye-open. Like it's mind-bogglingly higher than what you're going to spend going to school to get an education to make the same amount or less than what you're making over here. So do me a favor and tell me how this is about the money. Well, I said, or let's be honest. What's happening is all your friends, because again, at this point, he's 19? I said, let's be honest about this. All your friends that are in school are getting ready to leave to go on spring break. And you're not. Your ass is going to be at the house, waking up the next morning to come to work. And you're going to sell cars, and you're going to make a good check, and you're going to be able to buy anything you want. Okay? You're going to be able to do anything you want. And here's the neat thing. While your friends are going and renting rooms down in Florida and piling 10 people in a room, in 5 years, you're going to go to Florida, and you'll rent a house. You'll have a house with 10 bedrooms. You can take your family, you can take your friends, you can do whatever you want, because you'll literally be able to pay for anybody to go that you want, because you'll have the ability to do that. I said, it sounds really cool right now, I promise, I get it. Spring break sounds amazing right now. But a small bit of sacrifice right now is going to allow you to do so much for your future. You'll be able to have the home that your friends are dreaming of having while they're renting with their friend or their ex-girlfriend and they hate their life. All of these things are very possible for you. And we talked and he said, you're right. So eventually he ends up sticking around. This same kid, I guess, a couple years later, I moved to Chicago. He moved to Chicago with me shortly after. He followed me from Southeast Missouri to Chicago, lived with me in Chicago. I brought another buddy of mine from the gaming world back when I played WoW over from another state, and he came over and started selling. And since then, it was crazy, man. I got to watch that young kid go from 18, college dropout, Army booted him out type deal, to making more money than his parents made, having the ability to buy anything he wanted. He was, 19, 20 years old, had impeccable credit, was getting married, had him a nice big house, and unfortunately, he never enjoyed making great decisions. Made a terrible decision one time and accidentally killed himself. It was the worst, one of the worst things ever. So I got to watch a young man grow up and become very, very successful and do very, very well, and lose it all in a heartbeat, and left behind a wife and a 1-year-old daughter. So that's the sad side of the story. The great side of it, though, is this kid got to do a lot before that ever happened by selling cars. It was a total accident. It was a really, really crappy situation. Matter of fact, he had become so successful, he was opening his own used car lot, and had received his dealer license, got approved to have a lot, got everything paid for. I mean, this guy he was young. Me and him were actually getting ready to open a lot together in our own little small deal. And anyway, life happened, it happened. But my point to you is it's amazing what the car business can do. I had another buddy that, like I said, he came over to me. He was working at an O'Reilly's or AutoZone, whatever it was, living in a rough area, couldn't afford to do anything. I remember him coming over, and his first car deal, he made more on his first car deal than he would make in an entire month working every day at the parts store. So in one day, in a matter of, we'll call it 24 hours. Let's just say it took him all day. In 24 hours, he made more than he would make in an entire month. And it was fantastic. I got to watch a grown man cry over being able to buy his daughter the nicest jacket she ever owned whenever it became winter again up in Chicago area. He's like, dude, my kid's been cold for telling how long. The fact that I can walk into any store and basically buy her a really nice jacket is the best feeling ever. I feel like a great dad finally. So it was cool. I got to see a lot of guys do really well. Is everybody that successful? No, but I mean, I've seen a lot of guys do really, really well. As far as some of the questions, let's see. How much do you make selling cars or someone on average? I would say my low-end guys right now are making anywhere low-end 50 to 70. 50 to 60. We'll call it 50 to 60 for a low-end underperformer. That's a guy that's underperforming and really probably doesn't deserve to be in the business much longer, would be that kind of number. 3 to 4K a month is a low-end guy. So that would be 36 to 48 would be super low. Most of my low-end guys are going to be closer to that 50, 60 range. I would say $5,000 a month is probably a minimum of what we like to see our guys do, bare minimum. High-end, sky's the limit. So the best thing about the car business, there is no limit. You can make as much as you want. I never look at you and say, hey, you've made too much. I've seen some of my sales guys make over 20 grand in a month, and I've seen salespeople make more than the manager from time to time just because they got on a hot streak or they had a really really good month, and so it's not uncommon for them to bring in 20K plus in a month. And I've seen him do it for a couple months. I had one guy that was fairly young, and a bad month for him would be 12 to 15. So it's very possible. The numbers are very wide, and the great thing about the car business is it's all about how much you want to work, how willing you are to listen, and if you're willing to just do the job. There's no magic sauce to it. Somebody Unstoppable asked, well, what do you need to know? You need to know nothing. I came into the car business knowing nothing about cars. I don't like cars. I like to go fast in cars, but that's about it. I know the long pedal makes them go, the short one stops them, and the circle thing makes them turn. But after that, I don't know engine size. I don't know gear ratios. I don't know torque. I don't know horsepower. I don't know any of that. None of that is anywhere in my wheelhouse. But I understand how it all operates, how it all goes. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. And the nice thing is you set your own day. I'd say you're your own boss, but you're not. You still answer to bosses, but you have the ability to do whatever you want to do. You can you know what? I want to take a 10-minute break and sit at my desk. Go sit at your desk. Here's the thing, Alex. I'll take a stab on anybody. Anybody that's got the gusto or the fortitude or the willingness to go out of their comfort zone, come to me, and go to work, and willing to bet on themselves, normally have a pretty good chance of making it. If they're willing to be that headstrong, you got good odds. So, I'm moving to Missouri in 2 years. Let me heal up first. I expect the results this kid got. Will I have time to work out still and go out chasing women? Yes. Yeah, I mean, our hours are pretty friendly. We actually have stupidly easy hours. Our dealerships are only open 8 in the morning to 5:30 in the afternoon. Now, mind you, sometimes we stick around later than that because, again, you're there till the final guy goes away. But 5:30... adios, amigos. Make sure your jobs are done, you're secure, you're good, and go. Enjoy your time. Relax. Have fun. Do what you got to do. Yeah, I love it. There's no other business I'd rather do. I've seen a lot of people make a lot and do all sorts of stuff, so it's really tough to get me to think about anything else. And I've had a lot of different offers, a lot of different things thrown at me, but I'll be honest, it was kind of really fun because I got into management at an early age. And I was in finance. And it always cracked me up because I'd have these older couples. Because I started really young. I was 22, 23, and I was a manager. And so I would have these people come in my office buying cars, and they would give me their information. They'd start talking to me. And... oh, honey, you're so young. What are you doing here? I can't believe you're wasting your life doing this. Just talking down to me. And would just feel so sympathetic towards me and explain to me how bad my life was. And then it would always crack me up because I would look at their credit information and I could see what they make in a year. And I'd be like, and I would never tell them this, but inside my head, I'm like, I make more than you and your husband combined, and you're over here having pity on my life. I'm 23 years old, and this is, I can basically go do whatever I want to do. I don't have to worry about it. And yet here you are, you're looking down on me like I'm some schmuck. It always cracked me up. Pretty much, Alex. Yeah. Here's the funny thing. There was plenty of times I literally would tell a customer, they go, oh man, well, how many horsepower, or what engine's in this thing, or what's this, what's that? And I look at them and go, man, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea. I'll find out for you. Obviously, it's important to you, so it's not hard for me to go look it up real quick and pull a brochure if it was new, or, I can find out real quick. I'll ask my manager or a guy that knows. But I can tell you, my level of expertise on this car, I can tell you, the long pedal makes it go, short one stops it. This little wheel will turn it, and here's your radio, your AC, and your power windows. After that, I get real dicey. But with that being said, if you like the way it looks, let's make sure you like the way it drives. If you like the way it looks and drives, and you enjoy the way everything else goes, let's see if it's going to fit in your budget and you can take this thing home. And you'd have to be surprised how many people are like, all right, sounds good, let's do it. And then we were off taking a test drive, and often they'd laugh, they'd giggle, and we were out making friends and selling cars. So it's all about how you talk to people. Be nice, be real, and a lot of things tend to go your way. So that's me. I'm done. I'm done with my car rant now. Poor Herc. He's already in a game mode. Who are we gonna take? So when business isn't great, what happens? Well, what do you consider what business isn't great? That'd be the next question. You're ridiculous, Alex. Again, I'd say the best thing that I could tell anybody is this. If to keep anything in mind, it would be that you have to remember the car business runs on a game of averages. You can have a good day, you can have a bad day. You can have a great month, you can have a bad month. But if you're smart and you hang on to your money, you don't do anything incredibly stupid, you'll be fine. So here's the interesting part, right? Let's talk about like economic hardships like 08, 09. Let's talk about COVID. Let's talk about the past couple of years when they were barely producing cars. The crazy end is people still need cars. Like, it's the one thing that holds true is that people always need cars of some form or fashion. They will always have to get where they're going. So whether that's they're fixing them or they're buying them, trading them, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't until COVID that one number really hit me real hard. And it was whenever they were trying to shut down all the quote unquote unnecessary, right? If you weren't necessary, you were sent home, quarantined. And so there was a big fight over whether car sales was a necessary deal or not. And they sent out a little brochure to all the dealers kind of letting them know, here's what we're doing, here's our argument. And it's like there's X amount of wrecks per day, which means body shop, service departments, and these people have to be open to take care of them. Somebody has to be there to service the ambulances, the fire trucks, the police cars. All those things have to still operate. But more importantly, if car dealerships aren't open, who's going to service the people that totaled their car? I forget what it was. It was like 1 point some odd million or whatever people, 100 and some odd thousand that totaled their car every month or whatever it was. It was some ungodly number. And I was just like, holy crap. Like, I knew there was a lot of people driving. I knew there was a lot of wrecks. I knew there was a lot of totaled cars. But I never dreamt there was that many. It's unbelievable. So people are always buying. It's just a matter of how good the company is you work for. So you always have a job because people say good drive? Pretty much, yes. My big thing is that I feel like it's a pretty big risk to not go to school and take this sort of offer. I feel like skills such as computer science will be more useful in the long run because of these types of skills will always be needed somewhere. That's fair. I can tell you this, I'm 20 some odd hours shy of a degree in computer science, mathematics, and chemistry. And I will never go back. Like, forget it. No paper for me. Forget it. I've got my pre-med. I got my AA in pre-med. Like I said, I'm like 20 some hours away from computer science, chemistry, and mathematics degrees. And nope, forget it. I have zero desire to go back. None. I went from wanting to be a doctor Um, I to no, forget it. Slice him. I wish I knew you back in 2010 and told me what you just said. Doesn't matter when you start, man. That's the joys about the car business. Whether you start young or start old. The funniest thing that I always run into is older guys that start in the business, right? That people have always told me you should have sold cars, or you should be selling cars, you should be doing this, and so they finally start, and then they get about 6 months in, and you go in and you talk to them. Well, what are you thinking? And the number one response always, it never fails. I should have been doing this a whole lot earlier. I should have been doing this. I can't tell you how many guys inside the car business that I've run into that when I talk to them and you get to talking and they go, I wish I would have never went to school. I wish I would have just came out of high school and started selling cars. And then a lot of them come to the realization that they probably wouldn't have been disciplined enough to handle it as an 18-year-old kid, but they wish they could have been. Just because the rewards are so crazy. It's a wild business, man. It's something that somebody should come see. And maybe one day I'll stream it. Bernardo says, oh, I got it. You left school to sell cars to be milked by Kabam. Pretty much. To be fair, I actually left basketball, kind of. I left school to go play basketball, got injured playing basketball, got sent home, got thrown into car sales, and then just never went back. It was wild. I had a very fun, interesting path in life. It was definitely interesting. So yeah, that was really more like the real rundown of how my deal went. I dropped out of college to go play basketball overseas, got hurt. They sent me home. I came back home. My family hated me because I dropped out of school to go play sports. Even though my family is a big sports family. And that was my dream thing, right? Like it was my chance. So I took off and did it. And then, so I come back and my dad's like torturing me every day. You getting a job today? You ain't doing nothing and hanging out in the basement. What you doing today? Hey, where'd you put an application in at today? Hey, here's the newspaper. I seen where these places are hiring today. Hey, what about these places today? Oh my God, yes, I get it. Cool. You want me to go find a place to work. I get it. Right on. Which, I mean, I had a little bit of money from the ball stuff, but so I'll never forget, my interview was terrible. The guy that originally interviewed me was, I'm sure, like, what the heck did I just run into? This guy's terrible. It was crazy. Slicing, that sounds like my dad. It was torture. It was a wild one, but it worked out. I can't complain. So, how did I find out I wanted to sell cars? So I didn't find out. It was more like I was just kind of told. Here. Okay, so this is what happened. My dad came down one day, and he said, oops, I totally misplayed that. And he said, okay, well, you got to get a job. I said, okay, well, whatever. I'll go do this, that, and the other. To which he's like, no, that's not going to work. And so then one day he brings the newspaper down and he goes, hey, listen, there's an interview at the car lot. This is where you bought your car. The guy that's doing the interviews is the guy that sold you your car. You should just go talk to him, right? And I was like, okay, if that makes you happy, whatever. And mind you, I'm very shy. I do great Okay, I do agree. I do fine with things like this, and I do fine in my surroundings of selling cars because it's my place. But if you take me out to like a bar, I'm the guy that's like socially very awkward. I sit in the back of the bar. I watch people. I'm not a guy that you want to go hang out with in public. I'm very boring. I'm very odd. Not exciting. I'm just terrible in public. So anyway, I'm like, this is gonna be a cluster, but whatever. So I go in, and like I said, the first guy starts to interview me, and you can tell he's like, and at one point he did. He's like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay, dude. My dad basically told me to come here and interview. The guy that sold me my car was supposed to be doing the interviews, and I just thought maybe, I could talk to him and see if this was even something like that would even be possible." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Hold on." So he goes and gets the other guy. The other guy comes in. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. I sold you this car. You traded this in, this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Yep, that's me." And he's like, "Oh, okay. So what's got you thinking you're gonna sell cars?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't think I can sell cars." I'm like, "But he's like, you like sports. You're competitive." I'm like, "Oh, I am definitely that." And he's like, "Oh, it's super competitive in the car business." And I was like, "Oh, really? Well, dude, tell me more now." And so he starts getting me kind of hooked, and he's like, "Okay, well," and we talk a little bit. And he goes, "Well, how many cars a month do you think you can sell?" And I'll never forget. I'm like, I'm thinking like 2. Because inside my head, I had done all the math on the way to the dealership. There's so many people in town, right? So there's this many people. Well, you got so many car dealerships, so now there's this many per month to sell. And only so many people buy a car, and only so many buy every month. And, by the time it's all done, I'm like, okay, well, there's this little sliver of people to sell. So I think if I do 2, that'd be pretty good. So I tell him the number 2, and he laughs at me. And I was like, okay. And I'll never forget, this dude looks at me and he goes, "What if I tell you," he goes, "Let me take that back." He goes, "How many cars a month do you think we sell?" And I go, 30. Because again, I've done this math at how many each store can do. And he goes, "Okay, what if I tell you I have one salesman that sells 30 or more a month?" And I said, "No way." I mean, instantly, I was like, "No, the math doesn't support it. It's impossible. Like, math doesn't work that way. There's not enough car deals. There's no way. It's just it's not feasible." Inside my head, the math didn't work. And he goes, "Okay, come on." So we get up and he walks me back to their break room. And inside their break room, they have this board. And it's just this giant board, and on it's this giant piece of paper, and it's got a grid. It's got all the salespeople's name over on the left side. And then it's got 1 through 30 across the top. And here we go. We start in, and there it is. The guy on the top is already, it's early in the month. It's not like this is near the end of the month. It's early in the month. And I look, and he's sitting at 25 or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He goes, "Yeah, normally he's all the way across, and he's starting to go down the side." I said, "No." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. How long has he been your number 1 guy?" He's like, "Oh, he's been here for 20 years, whatever." It's okay. "Who's number 2? He goes, "Well, this guy is normally number 2, and this guy does normally that." And it's okay. And inside my head, I'm shocked. We go back to the office. We sit down. And he goes, "Okay. So as a store, we sell roughly 150 to 180 cars a month." So, okay, well, that number totally blows all my numbers out of proportion. I have no idea. And he goes, "Well, how many cars a month do you think you could sell now?" I said, "I have no idea. That none of these numbers make sense." And he goes, I go, what's the average guy do? Like, if I was average, what's average? He goes, well, average is probably 8 to 10. I said, so 8 to 10 is average? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm better than an average person, I can tell you that. So put me down for 12 to 15. He goes, sounds good, you're hired. I was like, wait a minute, wait, what? And I'll never forget it. He goes, I'll see you Friday. And I said, oh, okay. And I'll never forget, I leave the store, I call my mom, because she had, been kind of rooting for me to find a job, because my dad had been on me and So anyway, I call my mom. She goes, "Well, how'd it go?" I'm like, "Well, I think I got a job." And she's like, "What do you mean you think you have a job?" I go, "Well, he said, sounds great. I'll see you Friday." I think he's hiring me. Like, I'm not real sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And she's like, "Well, congratulations!" Wow. And I was like, "Okay, great." I shit you not, it was an amazing deal. And so I go home, I come back, and sure enough, there I was. It Friday I started in. They put me through a week of training, which was really just kind of garbage. It was just there to make sure you were going to do your job, show up on time type deal. And then after that, we just started selling cars. I sold 2 cars my first day. I think 5 or 7 cars my first week. I was second on the board, or second. I only lost to the top guy my second month. It just clicked for me. It worked really well. So, oh, you're welcome. It was I can tell you a lot of neat things. It's interesting. My life's been a lot of fun. I've got to see a lot of things due to the jobs that I've had, the places that I've been, and so I get a lot of real life experience even at a young age, because of all of it. And I always wanted to learn from people. So, when I would work with the doctors, I would ask them, "Okay, well, what do you not like? What do you like?" And what I found was doctors hated their job, right? And so that's when I was like, I don't want to do this. Like I didn't meet a single doctor that was like, "Dude, I love my job. This is the greatest thing ever. You're going to enjoy it." They were all like, get out now, run away. Your wife's going to cheat on you. You're going to hate your life, and you don't make the money you think you're going to make, right? So I had my boss in 2013 tell me, "Alex, you're so dang passionate and knowledgeable about fitness. You get everyone excited. You should do sales." But like you, Slice, I was like, "No way, I can't do sales." I never dreamed I would be a salesman ever in my life. Ever. It was really weird. I'm definitely not a salesman savant. Far from it. How much do you get off a car sale? Like if you sell a $30,000 car, what's your cut? It really depends. Every car has a different amount of markup available. And it depends on what the dealership is doing and all that. So, they do and they don't. There's a lot of things that go into that $200 to $400K. They have to carry a lot of insurance. There's a lot of lawsuits. Anytime somebody is upset, there's a lot of things that goes to being a doctor. Most of them, don't get me wrong, they do make good money, but there's a lot that goes to it. So, damn you, Rhino. Oops, wrong one. Hold on and then stop. Well, I saw your question. Yep, he's unblockable. What a jerk. There we go. Do you recommend going to school, Sly? No, I do not. I don't care whether you go into sales or what you do with your life. I'm not a big fan of school. Matter of fact, go do the research. If you go look, most people end up doing nothing with their degree. Most people find out that going to school was nothing more than to teach them discipline. So at the end of the day, if you have discipline, you can do anything you want to do. For the most part. Yeah, unless you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, something that requires you to have a certain set of papers. Okay? If you're not going to do that, you can literally do any other job for the most part without ever going to school, in my opinion. And to be very fair with you, if you ask doctors, most of them would tell you that you could do a lot of their job without ever going to school. Just go hang out with them for a couple of years and they could teach you. and save you a ton of money. But that's a whole different point. This is my life, a true story by Sly. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean I'm telling my life story here tonight. Questions have led into more stories, so I have so much discipline that I ruined my health. What did you do, Alex? Only go to school if you know what career you'll get and if your degree is necessary for it. Exactly. I mean, if you go look, the average person is consumed with debt from their school, and they never use it. It never pays for itself. There's a reason why there's a bunch of people complaining about this school forgiveness loan getting blocked deal thing, because they want somebody else to pay for their school because they went to school and they didn't do the research and they got a bunch of loans and now they're having problems paying the loans back. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean anything else. But I mean, it's been something that has trapped our society for a long time, and has been an astronomical pitfall. It's a trap. I mean, I'm trying not to sound terrible here about it, but I'm not a big fan of it. I can tell you, I won't make my kids go if they decide they don't want to go. I'm not going to be the type of a parent that says you have to go to school or you should go to school. If they want to go do something, then more power to them. If they want to do whatever work they want to do, I don't care. If they want to go to school, more power to them as well. They're welcome to. Both of my girls, I think, have a good shot of being very athletic, so I hope that they get to pursue that dream like I got to through college. It was great. It was fun. Paid for a lot of the school stuff, but ultimately I wouldn't go. We need a parent advisor tag. Sly is a bad influence. Probably. Muscle came easy. The shred didn't, and I was hard-headed and persistent, using myself as a guinea pig to diets and pro-hormones, not roids. Pro-hormones were legal back then. And I killed myself staying super ripped, ended up collapsing my health badly. It happens. Gotta take care of yourself, man. That sucks, dude. That absolutely sucks. Here's the thing, Unstoppable. It's so difficult because it's so hard to really advise or do anything here, but I feel I was very gifted in school. I didn't have to pay attention. I could literally go into school and sleep. I often taught myself my own math lessons. I would just read the book, look at them, and go, "Oh, okay, I see what we're doing. We're just simply breaking. We're doing this, we're doing that. Here's what's really going on, right?" And so I'd figure those things out. I didn't want to go to the L3, damn it. So for me, I was just gifted. I was just lucky and gifted with school, which is what drove my family crazy. I never had to apply myself at school. I just figured things out. It just makes sense. Which is what helps me with my current job. I'm able to look at things. I'm able to make sense of what's happening around me. And I'm able to say, okay, I call it playing chess, but it's not even really that. It's just making sense of the things going on. If I do this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. So if I move these things around, I can expect these things to happen, playing with the way things are going. So I'm just at that stage of my life where everybody's telling me to do something different. It's kind of overwhelming. I can't lie. I'm passionate about whatever I do, but school is killing me slowly. That's tough, dude. Amon says, I got my school paid for, so I'm lucky. I'm hoping I later in life can push that forward later. Yeah. Alex says, but I can't tell you what, it does feel good being super ripped and muscular. You feel like on cloud nine. Because even in a t-shirt, people that are lean, people can tell, and they treat you better. Unstoppable. I feel the same way with school now. Well, except for chemistry and biology. Hate those. Yeah, mine was English. I hated English. Normally, I just asked somebody in English what was going on. School's a bit ridiculous. I was ahead of the class, was put ahead, so I had to wait for people to catch. One of my teachers could figure out how to solve factorial, so without equations, and I showed it to him, and he still failed me because he didn't I didn't do it the way he wanted it done. I was the same way. I got a lot of awards, and I was in a couple different studies for science and math. My ACT scores were great in science and math. Fell asleep during reading. It was terrible. Yeah, I hated English. Bernardo says it shows. Reading English were my worst. I don't like proper words. I don't like any of that. I like to just talk and BS, and so it didn't really feel great. But math and stuff, yeah, that was my jam. For the most part, I could sit down and figure it out. Okay, I got to get to here. How do I get there? And I could reverse engineer it, or I could figure out where it goes and move on. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with that stuff. English words, things of that nature, not my forte. BSing, talking, hanging out, yeah, I can do that. Holy crap, it's 1:42. Jeez. Look what y'all have done to me. Again, I won't be in Atlanta for a long time. Me and my buddy that owns the stores, we've got our game plan. We know what our plan is and how we're going to continue to expand. And we've got a pretty good system set up. It makes sense. It's a lot of fun. English ticked me off. I tried to debate with a teacher that her giving someone A's on papers is subjective. My papers, in my opinion, are better. I actually got away with something like that in college. It was sort of like that. I totally cheated. Some stupid long paper I had to write. So, of course, I went on the internet and I just started grabbing data, right? And I just started grabbing information about whatever it was I was supposed to write about. And this was back before they had the whole thing where they could just check it with other websites. But anyways, my teacher was like, okay, this seems like it's just copied off of places. And I said, okay, can you prove it? Well, no, exactly. So why are you telling me that my thoughts are copied thoughts? I said, of course they're mirrored. I said, of course I had to read things. I had to look things up. I had to read a book. I had to think about this. And then I said, I'm not great at reading these types of books, but I can tell you, what I did? I went and I looked up research. I gained information about the subject because that's what you do. That's what we're here in school for, correct? I mean, that's what college is about, is learning to research and figure out the topic at hand. You gave me this book. I read it. Didn't understand parts of it. I did my research. I figured it out. So, of course, my thoughts are going to line up with some thoughts out there in the world. But that doesn't mean I copied it. That doesn't seem very fair just because I was able to take and look things up and I put time and effort into it. So you're going to punish me for that? And she goes, well, that's a very fair point, I guess. All right, I'll take another look at it. I went from getting a D to a B plus or something stupid like that, and I passed the class, and I was like, yes. That was my joy. I had a lot of fun talking teachers into doing things. That was always good times. Unstoppable. I would stop and focus everything on there if I had a store in Atlanta. Yeah, not happening anytime soon. But you're welcome to move. I'll help you out. I'll always help a guy get here. Last guy was Kingpin, who used to watch the channel all the time. I moved him from Florida all the way up to Missouri. He started selling cars, and he's done well. He actually retired, oddly enough. Sounds stupid, but he retired. And he's now a stay-at-home dad. He met his wife up here. They had a kid. She's got her job. She makes really good money, and she found that it was just easier for him to stay at home and hang out with the kid, take care of the kid, while she does her thing. She works from home, but so they're able to stay at home, and he helps her with stuff, and they make life work, man. It's a great situation. It's a great deal. Super success story. I love it. I love seeing guys get to succeed. There's no bigger thing. My favorite thing about the car business is watching it change people's lives. Somebody that doesn't have an education, somebody that was told they couldn't be what they wanted to be or couldn't do things, or that they'll never make it. And sure enough, they get to come in and they start, it clicks. You know, you see it. They start working, they work hard at it, and next thing you know, they're bringing home big checks, and they're like, oh, hey, remember I couldn't make it, but here you go. Let me, Mom, Dad, let me pay for your water bill. Let me pay for your electric. I know you're struggling. I got you. There's nothing better than watching that smile on their face. I wonder if I can go to some school in Missouri and then go out with a job like this. I'll send you to school to check out. I doubt they have anything. We had computer science where I went. I don't know, how deep into it you're wanting to go, but if you just want to get a generic computer science, the school in my town has computer science. You can just come there, get your degree, or at least start in school. Tell your parents you're going to school, and you just come to work for me, and once you make enough money, you can just send me your paycheck and be like, look, here's what I've been doing. I didn't tell you to do that. That's really bad. Don't do that. If you want to go to school. But for real, we do have computer science here in my town. I highly encourage it. Do what you want, man. Take that money. You earned it. Go enjoy it. Spend it. Blow it. Do something. Correct. I agree with you there. Nobody gives a shit where your degree comes from, because you know what? And you tell me what you think, Ahmed, but everything that you learn in school goes out the window. The day you walk into your job, they go, here's how we do things here. This is how you operate. This is what you do. And you go, yeah, but that's not what I did in school. Or, oh, where is this? And nobody gives a rip. Nobody. Because you're never using those skills again. They were there. They were there to give you a baseline, because when you walk in your job, they tell you, here's how it's done. But that is a true story. Anyway. All right. It's way past. 2 hours is normally how long we stream. You've got me talking and ripping on about goofy things, and here we are at 2 hours and 50 minutes in. I'm in the medical field, and everyone is like, forget what you learned in school. This is how we do things faster. You learn. We do things faster. You learn, the better. No, you're exactly right. I don't know what you do in the medical field, but it's nothing in school. There's nothing in school really that teaches you about the real workforce. Totally different. I've played sports. I worked in a factory. I worked in the medical field. I've worked in sales. What else did I do? Plastic factory. Hospital. I guess car business. Grocery store and other little things like that, but Jesse Green says, hey, guess what? What's up, Jesse Green? The streams keep getting better and better, man. Thank you for everything again. I don't know that they're getting better, but I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie, it is encouraging. One day I want to get away from just MCOC and be able to stream all sorts of weird things. Even if it is just sitting around and talking, I'm down with hosting basic talk shows, just something for people to come in and hang out and talk, because sometimes it's nice just to be able to talk about life because life is crazy, and you can learn a lot from a lot of people. So, but that's a whole different deal. What you got, Jesse? Because I'm getting ready to go, so you better be quick. I'm supposed to be lifting those weights back there. You guys can't see them; they're just little bitty weights. But yeah, normally at 1 o'clock is whenever I do that. So I'm an hour late to my nightly workout that I didn't do for about a week, by the way, which just instead made me fat and I feel terrible about my life. Day was first day back in the gym for 2 weeks as far as getting to shoot. Got a game on the 9th, just so you know. If anybody wants to root for me from afar, you're welcome to. A workout stream, you don't want to see it. 1 a.m. you work out, Jesus. Yeah, 1 a.m. That's my workout time. I have terrible sleeping habits. Terrible. Workout at 1. I get done between 1:30 and 2. Then I kind of sit around and piddle around on the internet, make sure everything's taken care of. I'll go back and look at my data from YouTube and Twitch and see what's going on. Seeing like who's still sponsoring the channel, who's dropped off, what's happening, what's changed. And I don't know. We lost a sub over on Twitch. I got to go see who that was. It's not up to me. That's fair. What I want to see or not. Nothing major. I just do some curls. Then I do, oh my God, like a press. And then, let's see, shoulder shrugs, forearms, chest, push-ups. And then I normally go in and do sit-ups. That's normally it. So normally I get done somewhere between 1:30 and 2, just kind of depending on how I feel. Because here's the deal. I'm not working out hard. I had my time, right? I had my time doing that. But I am working out just enough to keep myself in semi-shape. You're right. I mean, I'd like to see myself get back in, like, premier shape, but I don't have the desire very much to do that. I like food a whole lot, so that's a problem. But, working out at night at least lets me eat somewhat on my own. Still have some abs, some arms, some legs. I can still jump fairly well, so yeah. Neither. I work out so I can maintain my lifestyle that I like. I like to be able to go eat when I want, however I want, do whatever, and not be totally fat. Yeah. Now, on the other hand, so I like I said, so my workout's 1:30. I end 1:30 to 2, depending. Typically, at that point, I go upstairs. I turn on the TV, and then I normally do more setups or at least some sort of little ab workout, maybe some bridges, something like that. Then I normally do my push-ups. Normally about 50. Just knock it out, get it over with. And then I lay down. So I normally go to bed somewhere between 2 and 3 in the morning, give or take. And then the wife gets up at 6, 5:30, 6. So I normally get up at 6-ish, 6:30. I got to watch the kids, which tomorrow I won't, so that's good news. But then I'm normally up by 8 o'clock. So I sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, give or take, get up, and go about my day. So yeah, that's the joy. What shape? I just don't want to be round. Bernardo. Like, my arms aren't terrible, my gut's not terrible, my legs aren't terrible. They're just not defined as they used to be. I can't see your messages. Sorry, Jesse. I just opened a 5-star crystal, and I finally got an awakening after 41 5-stars, and it was Thing. I pulled the 5 Fantastic Fours, at least 5-star up. Nice. Good. And Thing's a good one. Thing's super handy. So, yeah. As a natty compound movements are keen to stimulate high and HGH and testosterone production. Yeah. Yeah. I don't do it. I guess I do squats. So I normally do squats in the morning when I brush my teeth. And they're, not obviously no weighted squats. Just sit there and just squat. And normally I do like old school basketball stance. Sit there for a minute, go up to my toes, come down, go all the way down, come back up, go all the way to my toes, back down, take a seat, stand up, all the way up to my toes, so on and so forth. I should not arm wrestle. I will not arm wrestle. I had a buddy blow his arm out arm wrestling. I watched it snap his arm right there. His whole arm just went whoop, and then it was just hanging. It was terrible. Worst thing ever. After that, I have not arm wrestled since. Never will. Done. Forget it. Nasty injury. Done. Gross. Ugh. I want to rank him up to get tell me get through Act 5-3, but no, I'm just bad. Dude, Thing is nice because of his protection. He can take a pretty good hit, and on top of it, if you can parry away, you'll stack up your rock stacks, and then he can do some pretty solid damage. No, I haven't looked at the BG rewards or anything. I just plan on playing them, Jesse. Yeah. Thing's great for incursion. I've got a rank 4 SIG 200. Probably. I mean, here's what happened, Alex. He had the other guy pretty well beat. He had him almost all the way down, and the other guy tweaked real quick. I mean, and when he did, boom. I mean, it was like a shotgun went off. It was absolutely nasty. It was disgusting. It was terrible. Sickening sound. It was terrible. And then I'll never forget, he stood up. He said, "All right, we got to go. Somebody's taking me to the hospital." We were like, "What?" It was nuts. All right. That's it. It's time. It's time. The time has come. I can't do it anymore. We have to end it. I could talk all night. I love to hang out. But I am an introvert, I promise. Credits. As always, thanks everybody for coming in and hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. Y'all are the best. That's the whole reason I do this. It's a lot of fun to hang out with you guys in chat. Mods, Bernardo over there on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. New follower on Twitch as well. Disrupted 408. I'll probably do some BGs tomorrow, Jesse. Yeah. But anyways, as always, thank you all for coming in and hanging out. I do greatly appreciate it. Be smart. Take care. Stay away from TCN, the cheating network. I would be mindful to warn all you all. You never know what you're going to get. Sounds like they're a bunch of chuckleheads. So be careful. Obviously, throwing real life threats in real life over a video game is not cool. Stay away. Don't be stupid. And if you do something stupid, don't make it even more stupid. So, all right, I'm out of here. Listen, y'all take care. Have fun. Keep on gaming. Adios.